So I just saw the movie Mary and the Witch's Flower here at the Westfield Century City. Guess it's a premiere of some sort, although they didn't have all the red carpet and stuff. Um, it's a premiere, I guess, here in the United States. At least that's what they called it. I'm not saying that's what it is, but the word premiere was in there when I bought the ticket, so I don't know what it's all about. But apparently it is a foreign film, but they had it dubbed into English, into a British English. I think there's also a version that has subtitles. And so it's a movie about a little girl. She's growing up somewhere with her aunt. I don't know why her mother's not there, but she has red hair. And this, by the way, is a movie review for Christians specifically. And and also, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I will be talking about some of the things that happen. And Mary, the little girl, I don't know, maybe 10 years old or so, is kind of a clumsy little girl. She drops things and breaks things easily and has trouble with everything, you know. Not much help, not very helpful around the house. But her aunt loves it because she's so impulsive and this and that. And one day, Mary goes out walking around in the the pasture, I guess you'd call it, and she sees a black cat, and then she becomes friends with the black cat and starts following it out into the woods, and she comes across some interesting looking flowers, which of course are the so-called witches' flowers. There's another name they use for them in the movie, I can't remember, but anyways, she picks one of the flowers, and or maybe more than one, but anyway, she takes them back to the house, and you know, one thing after another happens, and suddenly she's finding herself on a broomstick flying up into the sky with the cat named Tib, the black cat. And there's another cat there, it's called Jib. But Dib is missing now. So it's just Mary and the black cat. And they end up in a college for witches. But Mary doesn't know why she's there because she doesn't want to be a witch, and she doesn't think she has any kind of witch's power, but she realizes she does because of these flowers. Flower power. And she meets the mistress who leads the college, and her husband, I don't know if it's a husband or just there's one other person in it, the man. Oh, and there's one other guy called Flanagan who helps teach, or used to teach broom riding. Now he just tends the brooms. And at first, the mistress of the witches' college is really nice to Mary. But when she learns that Mary has the flowers, her intent changes. She wants the flowers back. She wants the flowers. She had the flowers before, apparently, and something went wrong, but now she needs them. She needs it back to try to change everything, rectify everything, or something like that. And Mary goes back to the farmhouse, to her aunt, and with the cat. And there's one other character, the boy named Peter, and he's about the same age as Mary, and they meet earlier on in the movie, in the story, and Peter calls her the red-headed monkey because she's kind of flopping around. She had gotten in a little accident at the first time he meets her. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like her red hair. She thinks it's ugly, but the mistress at the witches' college says it's beautiful, and so they're really impressed with Mary and her newfound power. But once they find out she has the flowers, they just want the flowers. They don't care about her anymore. And they have their own powers, but not much without the flowers. And they get them back. They get the flowers, and they throw Mary into a kind of like a jail with the animals, where they do animal experiments. They transform the animals into different types of beasts, strange beasts, including Dib the cat. They change that cat too. But Mary took the witch's book of spells, and so she learns the spell to undo the magic that they have done, the evil magic they have done. And she says, what is done until it's undone. And she releases she reverses the animals who had been transformed into beasts, evil, ugly beasts, and she changes them back into animals, and they all escape together. But it's not completely done yet, because the mistress and her professor husband or man or mate just still has the flowers, and they're still trying to do their evil magic. And but one thing happens after another, as you can imagine, and Mary and Peter break free, and once again they use that spell, what is done until it's undone, to reverse the final catastrophe that the mistress and her man had created. And really what it teaches you is that what I thought was Pandora's box. They were opening Pandora's box, playing with magic. And that's one thing you don't want to do, you know. And for Christians, that's something we all should know. We don't know that yet. And so that's the big lesson I take from that, is just be content with the way things are. Don't start getting into magic and psychics and trying to figure things out unnecessarily. So God's in charge. Let Him be in charge. Do what you can. Fulfill the Great Commission. But don't get carried away with trying to become, more powerful than God wants you to be. He'll give you the power as much as you need when you need it. Not more. You don't have to go looking for it. Especially, you don't have to go looking for magical power. And we need to be content with the good things of the world, the way God created them. At the end of the movie, they're all back into nature. The flowers, the animals are the way they were supposed to be, and everything, this and that. And that's the lesson for all of us. Don't open Pandora's box. You don't know what evil will come out of it. Hear my prayer, Lord, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.